Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new, hi. So in this video, I'm going to break down my oil painting process so that you're able to paint anything from still life to landscape to even portraiture. The process is still the same. So step one is to create the underpainting. The underpainting allows you to establish your values, and in my opinion, it makes the creative process go a lot smoother and it takes the overwhelm off of your shoulders. And in this step, you're going to want to focus on sketching the overall shape of the subject. So it's also in this step that you want to go ahead and block in the shadows and the mid-tones. All right, now here's the fun part. So step number 2 is blocking in the colors. So in this step, you're going to want to paint in the average value of the subjects. For instance, for this piece I'm working on, I looked at the reference photo and then I looked back at my finished underpainting, and I just started painting in the darkest darks. So the first area of darkness that I painted in was the flower stems and leaves. If you turn this image black and white, which is one of my pro tips to help you gauge the values, then you'll notice that the darkest part of this whole composition is actually the flower stems and leaves. And then the second darkest part of this composition would be the shadows on the wooden table. So I went ahead and just blocked in the colors, and I wanted to make sure before I put the color onto paper that it was the right values. Because at the end of the day, regardless of colors, if you don't have the right colors, then the painting will end up looking flat and you may not have the best looking forms. So something that I've learned in my 10 plus years of drawing and painting is it doesn't really matter what color you choose as long as you have the right values. If you have the right values and the right shape, then you'll be able to establish a good form. So it's important to paint the background of the painting while also maintaining the shape of the subjects and the shadows that you established in step 1, because the background influences the subject, and it also allows you to compare the values of your subject to its environment. And once you have your general colors in place, you can begin to identify the more specific shapes and values, such as the lighter portions of the piece versus the darkest. So something that I've learned along my art journey is that once you get a better grasp of shapes and values, you'll begin to rely a lot less on details, especially in the beginning. If you're someone who's just starting out with oils or just starting with painting, you may be under the impression that, you have to start with the details, or you have to start drawing from the center of the subject, getting every nook and cranny sketched out, and then you could start coloring or painting or whatever. But actually, painting is supposed to be enjoyed, drawing is supposed to be enjoyed, and I don't know about you, so I guess take it with a grain of salt, but earlier in my art career, I just felt so stressed when I focused on the details right off the bat. So once I learned that you could actually just start with simple sketches with just simple shapes, and that will bring you to your desired end result, I just felt so much relief. So that is one of my number 1 tips for anyone who's just starting out drawing, painting with any medium, to focus on the overall shape and also just to focus on the values. This can be applied to oil paints, watercolors, acrylics, pretty much any painting medium. All right, and so the last part of this step is to identify the light source and the planes of the subject. Whatever you are painting, whether it is an apple, an orange, a flower, and a glass vase, every subject has planes to it. Maybe the first plane of it, or the plane closest to the light source, maybe that one's brighter than the bottom left side of that subject, which is darker because it's away from the light source. And that brings me to finding the light source. So in this still life image / painting, I'm painting from an image. So in the image, the light source is actually off camera, and it is coming from, you can tell it's coming from the top right corner of the subjects. And when you key in where your light source is coming from, you could start to block in lighter values where it's necessary. As you can see here with the flower petals, it's the same approach that I've used to paint pretty much everything else in this painting, in this video so far. But I did add lighter values, a lighter value of yellow, a lighter value of pink. That indicates that it's being hit by that light source. So I did notice that the light was reflecting off of one of the oranges and hitting the wooden table, and that in turn reflected back onto the orange. So I went ahead and painted the reflection of the orange just to show that the effect that the light was bouncing off of it, and that adds a little bit more realism to the piece. Alright, and the last part of my painting process is of course the fun part, which is adding the highlights. And there we have it. This is the final painting. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it has been beneficial, and I really hope this video has helped someone out there along their art journey. If you'd like to see more tutorials, if you'd like me to post more educational videos, feel free to comment below, leave a like, and subscribe. That'll be really encouraging. Also, again, thank you so much for watching this video. I also hope you ended up liking this painting. If you want to see the full start to finish painting of this piece, go ahead and check out my Patreon page. I will be posting full-length painting videos on my Patreon, as well as even more tutorials. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you have a blessed day.